Now, for the brothers and sisters who think that you're from Egypt, okay, even though there's no history in which you can prove that you came from Egypt into Africa and your foreparents came over on the cargo slave ships. But because you know so much rich history was in Egypt and mathematics was in Egypt, is equated to Egypt, you immediately want to hold to that because there's some rich history you can actually go and see yourself. And you know that they were all black people. You do know that. Now, that leads us to some questions. Because if the Egyptians were black, then the people that were enslaved under the Egyptians, which were Moses' family, the Israelites, must have been what? They must have been black. How can Moses pose for second to Ramesses? How can he pose as an Egyptian if he was anything other than black? Okay? So now, that lets you know, just because you're dark, that does not define your nation. Okay? Noah had 3 sons. Noah was a dark-skinned man. His sons were dark. Okay? How do we know that Moses was a dark-skinned man? Let's start there, since we're dealing with Egypt. And Moses was known for helping the children of Israel come out of Egypt. Let's go to Numbers, the 12th chapter, on the curse that came down on his sister Miriam. I need you to start. Let me get it with me. For those who think that we are Egyptians. Let's go to Numbers 12. Let me get it with you one moment. All right. Numbers 12. And let's start at the first verse.
And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman.
So Miriam and Aaron, Moses' brother and sister, started speaking against Moses because he married outside of his nation. An Ethiopian woman. Because according to the law, an Israelite was supposed to prefer their own. And this goes into another thing. It's going to, just because someone is married outside of the nation, they got to deal with that. We're not supposed to be the judges of who's marrying and all those things. It's going to show you that. Read on.
And they said, had the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Have he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it.
So they started boasting now. The Lord ain't only dealing with Moses, he's dealing with us too. Because they seen that Moses was in a fault. Read.
Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out, ye 3, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they 3 came out.
Go ahead.
And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I the Lord will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?
He said, listen, you shouldn't have spoken against Moses because I don't speak to him in parable and dreams. I come directly to him. And were you not afraid to speak against him? Read.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow.
He became what?
Leprous, white as snow.
She became leprous, white as snow. So the curse that was put on her was the Lord took her melanin away from her. So in order for her to be dealing with this strike that came from the Most High, what color must she have been before this happened? Say it.
Black.
She must have been black. If the curse came on her and then she became white as snow. So the Lord stripped her of her melanin. To prove to you that the Israelites were dark as well as the Africans. This is Moses' sister. Read on.
And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous.
Go ahead.
And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned.
The Lord said, do not put this sin on us. Aaron, said, do not put this sin on us, Lord, please. Because he was shocked when he looked at Miriam, and her melanin was gone. Read.
Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb.
Go ahead.
And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O power, I beseech thee.
So even though she was speaking against Moses, Moses was meek and had mercy. He was like, Lord, please heal her. Read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again.
So the Lord gave us 7 days for her speaking against Moses. Took away her melanin, and she didn't get it back until 7 days were done. For her speaking against Moses. Moses wasn't perfect, but he was the man that the Most High chose. Y'all see that? More proof. Go to Exodus, the 4th chapter. Because first of all, we're showing the fact that the Israelites were dark. So those out there who think that being African is the way to be, even though you're not from any of these 4 families which we showed earlier, now you can come back to your true heritage, knowing that the true Israelites were dark, and they were responsible for all the rich history you think these other countries stake claim to. You think you're an Egyptian because you thought the Egyptians had all the riches and power, but you're going to find something out today. But let's deal with this color real quick. Go to Exodus, the 4th chapter. When Moses was asking the Most High to reveal how he would go into the land and free his people. And the Most High had to give him signs to let him know that he was with Moses. I need you to go to the... Start at the 4th verse.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Put forth thy hand, and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand, and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand.
So the Lord gave him a rod. Read.
That they may believe that the Lord thy power, the power of thy fathers,